Boom, we are live, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. It's your boy Nolan Hawkeye Anthony here, and I hope you guys are having a fantastic week wherever you may be, and of course, however you may be listening. I certainly hope you're still having a good week despite Iowa's heartbreaking loss to Michigan. I mean, I wouldn't necessarily call it heartbreaking, but it was still a tough loss all the same. Ultimately, Iowa lost to Michigan 84-79 with a late run at the end of the game. But before I get into any of my notes, I want to ask you to smash that subscribe button because, well, subscribe and I feel good. And at the very least, like, comment, share. You know the drill. Help me get to 1,000 subs. We are so close, man. So close. It would mean a lot to me if you helped a fellow Hawkeye out. All right, let's get into this. Well, I have some notes here, and I'm going to pull them up on the game. And I don't even know where to necessarily start first. I guess I'll start with my notes here. Just some observations from the game that primarily hurt Iowa. I don't know if I have any notes on some of the things that helped Iowa, but early turnovers, that definitely hurt the Iowa Hawkeyes. What else do I have? This was an observation, not necessarily something that hurt Iowa, but my observation was switching Perkins to starter over to Joe Toussaint isn't really making as much of a difference as I previously thought, as they are essentially the same player, with the two differences. Tony Perkins is a little bit taller, but Joe Toussaint has the experience, and in my opinion, his game is more well-rounded at this point. And I think that that's true. I think that that's a fair and accurate observation. It's not even necessarily that Perkins is doing bad, although I wish he was providing some of the defensive splash that Joe Toussaint is capable of providing. But essentially, they're the same player. They're both very athletic, very quick, very fast, very explosive. Again, with the difference being that, so they're essentially the same player athletically, with the difference being height, even though it's only a couple of inches, and Joe Toussaint having more experience / having a more well-rounded game. And I told you guys that this was going to happen. I told you guys that Jordan Bohannon was going to become the Iowa starting point guard at some point in the season. You guys know I told you that. And I think Joe Toussaint has been sacrificed on the altar. I really, really do. I think he was making strides, and now he's lost a lot of minutes. Anyways, in the first half, second unit of Iowa goes on 11-2 run. The unit with Connor McCaffrey, Joe Toussaint, Keegan Murray, I think Peyton Sandfort was in there. So the second unit went on an 11-2 run. Bohannon 3 with 40 seconds to go. I want to see if I can find this, actually. Let me see if I can find this. Because this was bad. And this is kind of what I'm talking about with Jabo, that this is what you give up when you go to him so dang much. And I'm going to show it here momentarily. But what I have written down here is Bohannon 3 with 40 seconds left. He misses the three-point shot, a deep three-point shot when Iowa could have got a better shot, then gets beat down the floor and fouls the guy, sending him to the free throw line, and the guy makes both free throws. Okay. That's a bit, guys, look at the final score, 84-79. The difference is free throws and plays like that. Let me see if I can find it right quick. on the thing. So let me pause this and I will pull it up. So here we go, guys. I found it. Here we go. Let me play it. Here we go. Deep three. Okay. And he is going to miss the 3-point shot. As you will see, very deep, gets beat down the floor and fouls the guy. And the guy ends up making both free throws. So that was a bad play there. And the commentator, let's see if we can, well, no, I'm not going to play what he says, but the commentator says, if you're going to shoot a shot like that, you cannot get beaten down the floor. And he's right. Now, was this the worst Bohannon game? No. And, you know, I am done talking about J-Bo. He is who he is. Me personally, I know exactly what we're going to get with him. So I'm done hoping that Fran McCaffrey is going to make the next necessary change. It's going to just stay the same. Anyways. All right, let's get back to the notes here. Michigan forces their will on this game and played like they needed this win more than Iowa. And they did. Michigan got a majority of the hustle plays. If you go back and you watch the highlights, nearly every hustle play is won by Michigan. They win almost all the 50-50s, and they played like they needed this win, like their life depended on it. Whereas Iowa, it's not that they didn't play hard, but they just didn't play harder than Michigan. And there is a difference. One more Jordan Bohannon clip. My note is Jordan had more time on the clock at the end of the game. So let me pull that up right quick. So here we go, guys. And by the way, this isn't necessarily a criticism, and I'm not trying to pick on J-Bo. You know, I'm really not. But you know, I did see it and I was like, well, this is a, you know, good observation. So anyways, I'm done, you know, explaining myself here, but there's 4.9 seconds. Okay. It takes approximately, depending on who gets the ball. And I also want to add this. Why in God's beautiful name would you not get the ball to your 6'8" beautiful gliding gazelle in Keegan Murray? I don't understand that. For the life of me, I don't understand it. And it's not as though Keegan Murray is a bad shooter. Is he as good of a shooter as J-Bo? I mean, it depends on how you look at it. Statistically, they're about the same. It takes a guy like Keegan Murray about 1.8 to 2.1, depending on the situation, seconds to get down the floor. A guy like J-Bo, maybe 2.3 seconds. So 4.9 seconds is a lot of time. It's a lot of time. Okay. All right, let's watch this. I couldn't believe this. I really could not believe this. This was, again, why not Keegan Murray, your most athletic, gifted future lottery pick, who is a great shooter and who Michigan has shown an inability to stop him all night. All night. Why would you not get him the ball? Okay, here we go. So anyways, so he shot the ball with about 2 seconds left on the clock. You know, he had way more time to get down the floor. And the reality is, the reason why Fran is going to J-Bo is because of some of the big shots he's hit in the past. And listen, I don't know. I'm not necessarily saying that that's bad logical thinking, even though it is a logical fallacy within philosophy, to see what someone has done in the past and therefore, you know, use that as evidence to what they may do in the future. But I would say the only relevant data would be what the guys have done this season, because anything longer than that is too long. But again, if I had to guess, I would say that it is the fact that Jabo has hit big shots in the past, and he has hit some big shots, but it's been a while. And again, you have a lottery pick, Fran McCaffrey, on your team. It kind of goes back to last year. It just shows the difference between how I view a team and how Fran McCaffrey views a team. Last year, Iowa had, okay, let's fast forward to this year where Iowa has Keegan Murray. And you look at Keegan Murray in his finished product this year, and you go, he only played 15 minutes a night last year? Was he that much worse than he is this year to only play 15 minutes last year? No. The answer is no. The reason he only played 15 minutes is because Fran McCaffrey's teams, once they have one lineup at the beginning of the season, Fran McCaffrey sticks with that lineup for the rest of the season and does not give a lot of room for growth within a season. Whereas teams like Michigan, teams like Ohio State, teams like Kentucky, they give a ton of room for their very talented guys to get more playing time and to develop, because they know that if they can reach their potential by the end of the season, they will be hard to beat. What you see with Iowa at the beginning of the season is usually what you see at the end, because there's no individual growth. There's no room for individual growth from some of the younger guys. So let's take a look at the stats here. Those were my notes. Iowa could not stop Diabate one bit. He had a great game. Iowa did a pretty good job stopping Hunter Dickinson, holding him to 14 points. I can live with that. The problem is that all of Michigan's starters scored in double figures. And, I said this in some of my comments. I am done wasting breath on this, hoping and dreaming and wanting Iowa to become a better defensive team. It's crazy because before the season, one of the reasons why I predicted Iowa would be a 20-win team is because I thought that they would be much better defensively, but they're not. They're actually worse. They're worse. And the reality is that Fran McCaffrey just doesn't demand enough from his team defensively for them to give a consistent defensive effort. And I've been a part of teams my whole life. I've been a part of a collegiate program like this. Okay. It's as high of a level as you can get. And teams usually take on the personality of the coach and what the coach demands. Patrick McCaffrey and Keegan Murray had pretty good nights. I was very impressed by Philip Obraka. I wish he was that aggressive every game, because I think he is capable of scoring 10 to 15 points a night. So let's check the Ken Palm. Peyton Sandfort didn't play a ton. Chris Murray had 8 points in 14 minutes. But again, he only played 14 minutes. So let's look at the Ken Palm real quick. Well, let's look at the team stats. Does this loss hurt Iowa, guys? Not really. Michigan shot 50% from the floor. That means they made half of their shots. Guys, that is just, that's inexcusable. It's inexcusable, especially when they only shot 20% from three. Keegan Murray and Iowa missed a lot of free throws. I counted 4 missed free throws from Keegan Murray. Look at the score. Now, ultimately, I'm not going to put it on Keegan Murray since he scored 23 points and was a huge reason Iowa was even in the game at all. Iowa, this is why Iowa lost. And this is why I told you guys Michigan played like they needed to win more. Iowa lost the rebounding battle. They lost the assist battle. They lost, well, they won the blocks battle. They lost the steals battle as Michigan had 7 steals and Iowa only had 3. They tied the turnover battle, but all the major ones, total rebounds, assists, steals, Iowa only won 1 blocks. That's it. So Michigan won every team statistical category. All right, let's check KenPom real quick, see where Iowa is ranked after that loss. They dropped a little bit. I think they were 17th going into this game. Guys, they are 123rd nationally in defensive efficiency. Can you imagine how better Iowa would be, how much better Iowa would be if they were just top 100 in defensive efficiency? And it really is infuriating. It's very frustrating, very, very frustrating. So I'm going to pull up the net rankings here. All right, so here we go. Here's the net rankings. Let me get that over. Iowa is 21st. So not bad. If Iowa can stay top 25 in the net rankings, they should be a top 7 seed in the NCAA tournament. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28. Yeah, top 7 seed, because top 7 seed is the top 28 teams. So let's look at their team sheet and let's see what Michigan was in the quadrant. I would guess that they were a quad 1 team. That's my guess. Nope, quad 2. Wait. Quad 2. Michigan has a net ranking of 35. And of course, a quad 1 victory is a win over a team at home that is ranked 1 to 25. 1 to 15. Excuse me. It's right here. So there's Michigan right there. Michigan, of course, did pick up a quadrant 1 victory, whereas Iowa did not. They lost their quad 2 game. Like I said, ultimately, this game does not impact Iowa a ton, but it would have helped them a ton to win this game. And this game was very, very winnable. And this game would have virtually secured Iowa's NCAA tournament chances. All right, guys, thank you guys so much for listening. We will stick by our Iowa Hawkeyes, of course. It was a little tough. There's no doubt about that. We'll see what type of improvements they make, if any. So we shall see. Thank you guys so much for listening. Be sure to smash that subscribe button for me. Help me get to 1,000 subscribers. Because, well, subscribing makes you feel real good. Like, comment, share. You know the drill. And last but not least, DBAT, don't be a pussy willow. In facts or feelings, because your feelings don't matter. Love y'all. See you guys next time. Go Hawks. Bye.